I remember like laying in bed. Like I remember I stopped believing in God, man. Like fucking, like I had fucking, yeah, it's crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, bud.
So,
I'm sorry, buddy.
it's all good, dude.
What do you do, Bad Sound Crew? Hey man, listen, today I'm here to talk about why I think Dricus du Plessis is the villain in this situation, in his beef with Sean Strickland. So if you don't know, Sean Strickland recently went on Theo Von's podcast and talked about his past trauma with his dad and all this stuff that got brought up by Dricus du Plessis. He wasn't crying because of Dricus saying it, but it came up in conversation because of that.
Bro, why are you so angry? Bro, you think your dad beat the shit up you? Your dad doesn't have shit on me. I'm gonna show you what it's like to beat you. I mean, every childhood memory you have is gonna come back when I'm in there with you. Every single one, the one where you lie in bed at night, where your dad comes in and he beats the shit out of you.
And he started reliving those memories, and he started crying about it. And a lot of people are kind of fucking with it. A lot of people are saying it's a crazy, you know, like it's a cool thing to see, I guess, from a UFC champion. It has helped a lot of people, but a lot of fans are calling Sean Strickland a hypocrite and kind of making fun of him for this situation, basically saying that, oh, you can dish it out, you can say, you can cross lines with other people, but when somebody fires back, now you're crying and you're saying you shouldn't cross the line. First of all, I get what you're saying. That's a fair point, right? Like you can't really be saying, oh, there's lines you don't cross, but you're talking trash to other people, right? But at the same time, first of all, he never said anything to Dricus. He never said anything crazy to Dricus. The press conference started out very respectful between the two. I don't think anything Sean said to Dricus justifies what du Plessis said. That's number one. Second of all, in my opinion, I don't know. I've been watching UFC for a while. I don't feel like I've ever heard a Sean Strickland interview and been like, bro, that's too far. That's too far, dude. Nah, you've crossed the line. You know, say what you want about Sean Strickland. He's always been clear. You don't talk about people's like innocent family, wives, children that aren't involved in the sport. You don't talk about religion. You don't talk about their family, shit like that, right? I've never heard him actually cross those lines of bringing up some random person's like a deceased family member or talking about somebody's wife that isn't involved in the sport, right? Ian Garry, that's a different situation. I'm going to talk about that in a second. He never said anything to Dricus. So I just feel like this whole sudden turning on Sean Strickland of like, oh, well, you can cross the line, but people aren't allowed to cross it with you. Really, dude? Like, you think Strickland crossed the line when he said Khalil Rountree's soft?
And I looked and I pointed at Khalil and I was like, and if I see you guys going fucking Roundtree, I know you're being a bunch of pussies because he's the softest guy on the mat. Anyways, guy fucking storms off the gym, gets a little emotional.
Or when he said, like, Izzy's gay.
Oh man, I made the champion mad with his fucking frosted tips and his gay little watch. Oh no! I'm just joking. Hey, Izzy is a savage, bro. Hey, what?
It's like, nah, that's too far, dude. That's too far, dude. And aren't all of you the ones that love trolling Ian Garry about his wife? But Sean Strickland does it now. He's not allowed to fucking do it because, what, someone trash talked him back? What the fuck does that, what sense does that make? And speaking of that, Ian Garry trying to jump in and point out the hypocrisy, being like, you need to sit down, you need to shut your mouth, you can't be talking about people's family, see how you like it. Bro, you're the perfect example of someone who actually crossed the line. You're the perfect example of an actual hypocrite who can dish it out but can't take it. You have no right jumping in on this conversation. The wife that you have put out a book and people found it. She put out a book. She's involved in the sport. She's all over your Instagram talking to fucking YouTubers, talking to UFC fighters that are talking about the situation. She's part of the narrative. People are allowed to criticize you for something that you put out on the internet, dummy. That's how it works. And talking about crossing the line, oh, you know, you talk shit about my wife and, you know, it's not cool and I had to go through all this stuff. Aren't you the one that got it, like that interfered in Neil Magny's fucking like divorce case by talking about his kids, by trying to make him seem like an abuser? Isn't that you? Didn't you do that? Didn't you talk about religion with Vicente Luque, buddy? Isn't that you? So Ian Garry jumping in and people going, oh, Ian Garry, low-key 10-7'd Sean Strickland. No, he didn't. No, we didn't. He is everything that you guys are trying to call Strickland. That is Ian Garry. Can dish it out on Neil Magny. That was absolute gold that I had to use it. But then when somebody uses gold against you, oh, now it's a problem. Now, guys, come on, guys. You know, Sean Strickland crossed the line with me, guys. He talked about my wife. Your wife that is all over your Instagram. And they made jokes about it. Your entire comment section is talking about it. Did they cross the line? No. Did Guru cross the line talking about your family? No, dude, it's funny, right? It's funny, guys. But Sean Strickland, oh my God, he's a hypocrite, dude. Yeah, now he's all sad, bro. What sense does that make? Okay, so all in all, what I want to say about this situation is, for some reason, you guys have flipped this fucking thing into Dricus du Plessis is totally allowed to say disgusting fucking things about Sean Strickland's dad, right? When the press conference started out in a friendly, respectful way, there's no personal beef between these two, all right? But it's okay to say that because he has said mean things to other people before. You're allowed to say disgusting things about people's, you know, family, about their real life trauma because they were mean to you. They were mean to someone else. They said Ian Garry's wife is cheating on him, right? Like just like everyone else on the fucking planet, right? This is the same guy, by the way, that you guys are calling a hypocrite that's saying, oh, he doesn't match up with his words. This is the same guy that went out of his way to defend Leon Edwards from Colby Covington's disgusting line.
And him making fun of Leon's dad, that is the biggest fucking move you can do. That is the biggest move to do.
Everybody, I feel like 99% of YouTubers, 90% of MMA fans agreed, right? Colby Covington's line was too far. That was a crossing a line talking about Leon Edwards' dad. So why does it matter that Sean Strickland has trash talked other people before? When I feel like, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with me, name when he actually crossed the line. When did he actually cross a line with anybody that is beyond fucking repair? Like this guy, I feel like everything Sean Strickland said, I've seen way more people say way worse things, right? So how is it allowed that Dricus du Plessis can say this shit to Sean Strickland, and Sean is the bad guy in the situation, but Colby Covington can't say what he said to Leon Edwards? Why is one okay, one's not okay? I'll tell you the answer. They're both not okay. They both fucked up, dude. And I'm sorry, but I'm never gonna justify that shit. I know this sounds weird, dude. If Ian Garry's dad was Sean Strickland's dad, and Dricus said that to him, I would still think that's too far. If somebody said that to Ian Garry and that was like his life, I would say, bro, that's too far. That's crossing the line. That's disgusting. Okay? I know we're in MMA, you know, words shouldn't be part of it, but if you guys are going to police the words and go, oh, you're a hypocrite, you're not allowed to get upset by this, oh, you said this, this, and this, then let's talk about what the words actually mean. Dricus has said way more fucked up shit to Sean than Sean has said about Dricus. So why is that okay? Why? Just because he made fun of someone else? That's not how it works, dude. That's not how it works. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about was the public feelings about this. Let me talk about Dricus du Plessis separated from this situation. I just want to say, this guy is a fucking next level villain, bro. This guy's a master manipulator. This dude has somehow turned everyone on his side and turned a lot of MMA fans against Sean Strickland by playing it off as like, oh, it's just a joke, and he's like laughing in the thing.
Oh, I got a nerve. I see I hit a nerve there.
Yeah, you fucking did hit a nerve, you fucking bitch.
Even though he's not playing a character, we can't even have that to defend Dricus. He's not a character. This is him. This is what he thought of saying. This is what he wrote down and thought, yeah, this will be funny to say, right? And then he goes on podcast and he tries to play all respectful. He's doing one thing and saying another thing. He's being hell of disrespectful to Sean Strickland, but then he's on the press conference or on the podcast after going, I respect Sean a lot. I think he's a great fighter. I really respect him. He's a good guy. You can't have both, but this guy somehow does it. Same thing with the Usman and Israel Adesanya situation. I made a video about that ages ago, right? People flipped it on Izzy and Usman and they're like, oh, these guys are being racist to Dricus, blah, 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 blah. This guy literally, like verbatim said, I want to be the first real African champion in the UFC. He did say it. He did say it. Those words left his mouth. And he goes on this media tour. It's like, I never said I'm more African. I never said I wanted to be the real African champ. You first of all, you did say that. So stop trying to act confused and act like they're the ones being outrageous. They do have a reason to be upset. They do have a reason to be angry because You saying the phrase real African champion, no, you didn't specifically say I'm more African than them. But the word real in that statement means that they are what? Fake African champions? Like, this guy is a master at playing dumb. He's a master at playing innocent, and he's pulled it off again. He's pulled it off twice now, right? It's just crazy to see that this guy has pulled off this innocent, carefree act while lying about the things that he said, you know, muddying the waters, saying one thing, doing another. He's respects Sean Strickland. He thinks he's a great guy. Then all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to beat you worse than your dad. Like, you know, laughing about that shit. And people are buying into it, and they're turning on Strickland. And they, just like they turned on Adesanya and Usman and acted like they started it, when, first of all, Dricus started it, if we're going to go back to that. But also, they're allowed to be upset by the phrase, I want to be the first real African champ. I'm sure that's something that is personally affecting to them. Just like this stuff that Dricus said is personally affecting to Sean Strickland. You can see on the press conference, Sean Strickland literally says, yes, you did hit a nerve. And Dricus is laughing about that because he knows that that's personal fucking shit that hurts somebody, dude. And you can see how it affects Sean on the Theo Von podcast, you know? And it's just weird for me to see that Strickland is now the bad guy, you know? Oh, this is what you get, right? Sean Strickland is not Colby Covington. Sean Strickland's not Ian Garry. He is not dishing out the things that Dricus du Plessis said to him. He is not dishing out the things that Colby Covington said to Leon Edwards. If it was Colby Covington that got hit with this, right, he had a tragic backstory, somebody brought that up, I'd say good riddance, that's what you get. You know what I mean? But for Sean Strickland to be somehow the guy at fault here, or this is comeuppance or some shit, I just think, I don't know, people are saying he's throwing stones from a glass house. He's not. He's never said that. Did cross the line. Does anybody disagree that that is crossing the line, what Dricus du Plessis? Doesn't matter who you say it to, but if we're going to talk about it like that, Sean Strickland is not a guy that I think is 100% deserving of this shit. I think there is way more detestable guys in the UFC than Sean Strickland. I think a lot of you would agree with me on that. So this is just what I wanted to talk about. I just think it's very, very odd, and I think it's weird how the people have turned on Sean Strickland when, in my opinion, and from what I've seen over the past couple months, over the past year, I think Dricus du Plessis is the villain in this story. I think he's the bad guy in this situation. I think he is the one that is being disingenuous or saying one thing, doing another, you know? And I'm starting to see him differently. And I just want to know what you guys think. So make sure you drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.